Quick question. So, what similarities do you see between David Duke and Donald Trump?
Same cloth.
Hey, what's up, guys? Emma Marie here, and I am at the private screening in Brooklyn for another Spike Lee joint. Now, Spike Lee is a legendary director that always delivers movies that show racism, power, and the inescapability of American history. Today, I've had the opportunity to speak to all of the cast members, so stay tuned and keep it locked. Quick question, double consciousness. Tell us how that word correlates to this role.
Well, being on the side of the law, but still being aware of his culture and being for his people. Who's to say you can't do both? And it's an opportunity to put on display for, as I once was before researching this role, the ignorant, that how challenging it is for African American males that are trying to protect and serve, and still be aware of what's going on. They can. He feels like he can change from the inside. You know, I mean, I admire the guy for that.
Truth has no era. I find that right now, all of us, a lot of people are going, oh my God, how is the world like this? In shock. It's been this way. We're just waking up.
So I seen in a prior interview, you said you wanted to play roles that were real and multidimensional. How did this character give you that wish?
Because I think she is this, very strong, intelligent, Black woman, but at the same time, she has feelings for Ron, and she battles with her convictions and with these feelings that she feels, and for me, that's super relatable.
He sent me the part, and it wasn't very big. It didn't last very long. But the time that we had was really quite intense. And I welcomed the opportunity to be in a Spike Lee movie. So we did it. And when I looked at the film in its entirety, I realized that he'd really touched on a very important subject matter.
I think what I love about it is when you put it in context with Spike's legacy and his movies. I think this movie has some of the tension of Inside Man. It has some of the levity and social commentary of Do the Right Thing. It has the historical accuracy of Malcolm X. It's a perfect Spike Lee's movie. So if you are, maybe you're younger and you don't know Spike's movies, I would rent all of them.
All love to Jordan. I saw Get Out 4 or 5 times, and that call, I didn't even know he was gonna call me. So it was a blessing.
He directs from his soul, and I think you feel it when you watch his films. Whether you agree with him or not, you definitely. His artistry can't be denied, and what he's saying can't be denied because he's speaking truth to power, and so I appreciate that about him.
It's so necessary. His type of films that he does, it's so necessary to our community and to start a conversation. His movies always start a conversation. It always leaves it up the air for everyone to feel like they can feel comfortable enough to really have a conversation. I feel like I'm looking up to him, thanking him for just opening the door to so many of our so many favorites and talented actors that we wouldn't have known about.
I learned a lot watching his movies, his interviews, just his commentary on different situations. I've learned a lot, but I still don't know enough. Teach me some more.
The world knows you as Eric Foreman from That 70s Show. Playing this role that is so intense and aggressive, but it's still having critics label it as a comedy/tragedy. How do you feel about that?
I think the film defies labels. I understand the need to give it a label. I think it's a piece of art. I think Spike Lee is an artist. And I think, like great art, it speaks to the nation right now.
As a culture and society, we all want to think that we're growing and that that racism is behind us, that misogyny is behind us, that homophobia is behind us. And of course, in recent events, whether it's Charlottesville or the Me Too movement, we see that's simply not the case.
I mean, what it took to even become a detective in Colorado Springs, that's a movie in itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he had to overcome a lot just to protect and serve strangers like you and me.
I didn't do anything to make a name for myself. I did it because it was my job. And I did it to the best of my ability with the resources that I had.
All right, guys, so that's a wrap. We got to speak to Spike Lee, Corey Hawkins, and more while they give us insight on this legendary movie, BlacKkKlansman. Stay tuned and always keep it locked with RETV.